You've got to meet yourself where you are, my sweet baby. See, you saw the victory lap and you started criticizing your warm up lap. You know, you got to warm up, even in real life exercise. If you don't warm up, you cramp up. If you cramp up, baby, you down. You got to warm up, baby. Come on now. Meet yourself where you are. Stop being so hard on yourself and stop comparing your life to somebody else's. See, you see the glory, baby, but you don't see the grind.
Welcome to Win-Win with Gwen, hosted by Gwendolyn Shores, author, inspirational speaker, transformational coach, and CEO of Minds Above Matters. This is the podcast where your dreams ignite, limits shatter, and action leads to the life that you deserve. Your breakthrough starts now.
Welcome to another episode of the Win-Win with Gwen podcast. I am your host, transformational coach Gwendolyn Shores. I am so happy to be here with you guys today. Today's podcast is going to be so special. And when I tell you we're going to keep it real, we're going to keep it real. So let's get real. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to think about that quiet time. Maybe it's 11 p.m. and the house is finally asleep. Or maybe it's 6 a.m. before the world demands everything of you. But we're talking about that quiet, peaceful time where life has just taken a break. Then you put your phone down, no more telephone, okay, cell phone, no more of that, and the screen suddenly goes dark. And in that quiet, the silence gets really loud. Those thoughts, those things that you begin to remember in your mind or think about, and suddenly that fire you felt all day long, it just flickers out. And in its place, this cold, heavy stone of doubt settles right in the middle of your chest. You with me? Imagine that. You look around at your life. You look around at your dream, that little seed of a business, that book you're trying to write, that ministry God has put on your heart. Is that you? Am I speaking to you, baby? And then you remember what you saw on Instagram today. Yeah, on Instagram. You remember her closing that big deal. You remember him buying that beautiful home. You remember the traveling, the ring you saw, the weight loss somebody accomplished, that perfect family photo of someone smiling and enjoying their family life. And in the quiet, your heart starts to bleed. And it bleeds because you feel left behind. I've been there. I've been there. It bleeds because you think, God, I am working so hard. Why is everybody else getting the harvest while I'm still breaking up the ground? Yeah. Why not you? Why not you? And then that thought comes, the one that makes your heart ache, the one that makes my heart ache for you. Because see, at this point, you don't question them. You are now questioning you. You start wondering if you misheard God. You start wondering if you're not just built for this. You start wondering, do you even deserve this? You start questioning your own soul because somebody else is living out theirs. Now, friend, I want to tell you where the real pain is. That's right. It's not that you're jealous. It's not that you're jealous. No, you love seeing people win. You generally do. You really do. The pain is that you have genuinely come to believe that their answered prayer is evidence that God is saying no to you. That's the biggest lie from the pits of hell, honey. Get that out your mind. That is not what is happening. Let me tell you the truth. You are looking at somebody else's chapter 30. somebody else's chapter 30. You are seeing the celebration at the finish line. You didn't witness their whole journey, honey. And you are standing in the middle of your chapter 1, 2, or 3, looking at somebody's chapter 30. And you're beating yourself up because chapter 3 doesn't look like chapter 30. And it's not supposed to. You've got to meet yourself where you are, my sweet baby. See, you saw the victory lap and you started criticizing your warm up lap. You know you got to warm up, even in real life exercise. If you don't warm up, you cramp up. If you cramp up, baby, you down. You got to warm up, baby. Come on now. Meet yourself where you are. Stop being so hard on yourself and stop comparing your life to somebody else's. Get this. You don't know what they had to bury in chapter 4. You don't know what they went through in chapter 4 to get the strength for chapter 5. You don't know what they lost in chapter 12 just to survive their chapter 13 and make it to that chapter. You don't see the tears, baby, on the pillow of their chapter 22. You don't see all that. See, you see the glory, baby, but you don't see the grind. Are you understanding me? You didn't see their grind. And I need you to hear this. This is the tea that turns into the medicine, baby. So let me get ready to give you your medicine. Open wide, baby. Let Coach Gwen give you your medicine. Now listen up. Maybe you aren't jealous. Maybe you're just distracted. Now take that. Maybe you are spending so much energy admiring the architecture of everybody else's empire that you don't have any energy left to build your own. Now take that. And baby, that is dangerous because comparison doesn't always make you hate others. Now, hating somebody is not good either, but comparison doesn't just make you hate people. Sometimes comparison will make you abandon yourself, make you abandon your dreams, make you abandon your health. It will cause abandonment. It's dangerous, honey. It's dangerous. You don't have to be bitter to be broken. Let me repeat that. You don't have to be bitter to be broken. You can love them. You can celebrate them. You can say, girl, I'm so incredibly happy for you. And then hang up the phone, go into the bedroom or the bathroom and whisper with your whole chest, what's wrong with me? That is what we have to fix today. Because you can't be asking what's wrong with you because someone else is succeeding in achieving, okay? Because their blessings wasn't supposed to become your measuring stick. Their timeline wasn't supposed to become your deadline. And their yes, baby, their yes was never, ever meant to be proof that God is saying no to you. So let me tell you what I want you to do the next time this hits you, the next time you experience this, okay? Because I'm not going to sit here and tell you to just stop. Just stop comparing. No, 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 no. I'm not going to do that because that's cute, but that's not how humans work. That's not how coaches coach, okay? And I'm a coach, baby, so I'm going to coach you right now. You're going to see it. You're going to see it. You're going to get that little feeling in your gut the next time it happens, and I want you to pay attention to it because it's there. I've been there. I felt it. I know. Okay? And when you get that, don't judge yourself, sweetheart. By the way, you are amazing. Do not judge yourself. Don't call yourself a hater. Don't call yourself less than. Don't say, God, why not me? We're not doing that. Just take a deep breath like this, baby. And I want you to let it out slowly. Then I want you to ask yourself, what exactly did I just see that made my heart ache? That's the question I want you to ask. Then I want you to ask, was it their business, their confidence, their opportunity? Was it their bank account? or any other question that comes to mind, okay? And take the time out to write those things down in case you need a little help because we need you to name it because you can't fix what you can't name, honey. Sometimes what irritates us about somebody else is actually a mirror reflecting what we are dying to see in ourselves. And there's nothing wrong with that, but how we handle it. You know, we've got to handle it better. And that's how you flip the script. Instead of asking, why do they have that? Remember that. We're not going to ask that anymore. You're going to ask God, Lord, what is this showing me that you are trying to birth in me? And all that's about, that greatness you see lives within you. Sweetheart, that is a whole different conversation that we'll have on a whole nother podcast, though, baby. You got greatness in you. Now, listen, you are not sitting in the crowd watching the game. You are using what you saw to get divine intel on your own destiny. See, now you're asking questions that's going to grow you, that's going to help you to become. And then you ask yourself the most powerful question. Now, this is very powerful. Write it down or just put it in your memory bank. You're going to ask yourself, okay, so what am I going to do about it today? That's the question you ask. And I didn't ask you to ask yourself what you're going to do about it tomorrow, the next week. I said today, baby. You got to do the work. And the work for this starts now. What can you do today? Maybe you can start making phone calls if they're needed. You can write that first page of your book if you're trying to write a book. Invest in the mentorship. Launch the beta. Record the video. Hire the coach. Start the business plan. You understand? I need you to get up and get it. Get up and do what it takes to become the version of yourself that you're watching on social media. Do whatever it is, but do something. You don't have to do the things from my list that may not coincide with what you're doing today or what you're wanting to do or become. So create your own thing to do. Because look, comparison keeps you sitting there and watching. But action puts you back in the driver's seat, baby, of your own life. And that's where you're supposed to be. You're not supposed to be on the passenger side of your life. You're not supposed to be in the back seat of your life. You're supposed to be driving. And look, and if you have to mute somebody to get your head right, you mute them. Baby. If you have to unfollow to protect your peace, unfollow them, baby. If you have to take a social media break, and that means not seeing Coach Gwen, I'm all for it, baby. Because you got to do what you need to do for you. And I mean that. And that doesn't make you weak. That means you are paying attention to what your soul can handle. You do not have to keep staring at a buffet that makes you question if you're hungry. Protect your peace. Guard your focus. Your peace is the sacred soil, your empire. It's being built on. You with me? So I want you to remember this. Say this out loud with me, okay? Take a deep breath and say this. I can clap for her and still build what's mine. I can celebrate him and still believe that there's something massive coming for me. I can watch somebody else get the exact opportunity that I wanted and say, congratulations. That looks good on you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have work to do. See how that goes? You don't have to be angry, upset, jealous, feeling bad, asking God why. Just use those statements and go ahead and do the actions that it takes to get to your next chapter because that's maturity. That is kingdom confidence. That is empire building energy at its best, baby. And you're capable of doing it because I believe in you. I see you and I love you, baby. When you are really focused on building the empire that God gave you, you don't have time to sit around asking, why them and not me? That's how I know you got work to do. And instead of doing that, you'll hear yourself, once the work is done, you'll hear yourself asking God, what's next for me? Those are the kind of questions I need you asking. Because that right there, my love, that is the shift. That's when you have that growth mindset. It's no longer a fixed mindset. You stood up and stood out of your comfort zone to create something that you need and want. So if you've been comparing yourself lately, I'm not here to fuss at you, baby. Coach Gwendolyn is not here to fuss at you. I'm here to lift your head. And what a beautiful head you have. I told you earlier, I believe in you, and I need you to get back in your lane, honey. Get back behind the driving wheel of your life. Take charge. Your lane may not look like a super highway yet, babe. It may be a dirt road. It may have potholes. It may have those orange cones everywhere. You with me? Your road may be a mess right now, but it won't be a mess forever, baby. It's yours. And it's yours to do the work on. You've got to do the work. I say that every podcast episode, and this one is no different. And you know what? You got to realize you don't have time to be jealous of anybody else's finish line, especially when you're busy becoming the version of yourself you dream of, especially when you're busy healing, especially when you're busy learning, especially when you're busy creating. Baby, busy becoming the woman or the man that God is creating you to be. That's called doing the work. And when you're doing the work, you don't have time for that other stuff. Now we got to get out of that, okay? You don't have time to keep checking everybody else's scoreboard when you're busy building yourself, okay? Because your game is still being played. You can't go look at that game when you're in the middle of playing your own game. So remember that. That's how you know that you're not using your time wisely. You're not healing. You're not becoming. You're not doing. You're not creating. It's time to take care of yourself, sweetheart. It's time to get those things that you deserve and stop watching the sideline, comparing yourself to everybody else. Woo! Baby, you got this. Now, that's the tea I had to give you today, and I hope I wasn't harsh to you. So, look, we're going to talk about it in the comments. You have any suggestions for me, please feel free to give me that. I want to know what you are building. Let me know what you're building. Let me know what it was that you were watching that was causing that thing to happen in you. And let me know that you're going to take these measurements, these steps, and start doing something different than you were doing and see how that works. And I guarantee you, if you do what I just told you to do, you're going to see a lot of change in your life. Change that you are needed, that you deserve, that God has for you, baby. You are amazing. I want you to meet me here, same time, same place, 6:15 a.m. every Friday. You can join in on a new episode of the Win-Win with Gwen podcast. And here we grow, we dream, we become, we heal, we share, we love. Baby, we do all those good things that life requires and demands of us to become the person that God wants us to be. And I'm talking about living in purpose. I'll see you next week. Do the work. Because you know what I say, baby, you got to do the work. Oh, yeah. And before we go, give yourself a high five for staying through this whole podcast and learning and growing. I love you. See you next episode.